Developing authentic courage. So, developing the courage to be authentic, especially for us men who have been raised with certain expectations that have been detrimental to us, like emotional suppression versus having healthy emotional awareness and ways of letting or expressing our emotions. And this could be deeply transformative, what I'm about to say. So, let's get started on the tips for this video. The first thing I would say is get clear on what authenticity means to you. What do you actually believe, value, and want in your life? You can journal or reflect on times you felt most like yourself. Like, for example, what were you doing when you felt like most yourself? Who were you with? Where were you? These are great questions to contemplate and journal about. So the next thing is to understand conditioning. It's very healthy and valuable to recognize the societal and cultural narratives around, how you should behave as a man that you may have internalized throughout your life. The things that have been harmful to you. So, for example, real men don't cry, which is bullshit. A better way of looking at crying, for example, is to have healthy ways of expressing that emotion on your own without being identified too much with the sadness. Understand where the sadness comes from and be more in touch with your emotions. And with this emotion of sadness, on this example, you can just let the emotion come up, let it out, be aware of why it's coming, and learn from it. So that's a better process you can go on your own versus just suppressing the emotion, which leads to all sorts of problems. Or another one, for example, for men, is vulnerability is weakness, which is also bullshit. So real vulnerability is a strength. Now, we can talk about, for example, being vulnerable with a woman. So this could be actually a very attractive quality when you're coming from a place of non-neediness. So if you're being vulnerable with a woman, but you're looking for a specific reaction when you're being vulnerable, then that's actually not the way to go about it. But if you're vulnerable with a woman without needing anything from her in return, you don't need her to give you a specific reaction to your vulnerability, then you're coming from a place of strength. So you can start questioning these things, like who benefits from me hiding parts of myself? Who benefits from me not expressing my emotions? Who benefits from me not being vulnerable? So another practical thing is to start small with being more honest in your interactions with people that you see daily. So you can practice honesty in low stakes conversations. Like, for example, if you're tired and somebody asks you how you are, you can say you're tired. If someone says something that you disagree with, you can gently say to them, "Oh, I disagree with that." Authenticity is not really about oversharing or being brutally blunt. You can still be kind with people and be gentle with people in certain situations where that's appropriate. It's more about just being your real self. So the next thing I would say is to find or build a safe circle, quote unquote, where you surround yourself with people, friends, mentors, men's groups, coaches, where vulnerability is welcomed and not judged, and people resonate with your real and authentic self. Men's support groups or circles can be especially powerful for deprogramming emotional suppression. And if you feel isolated with not being able to share your emotions, this can be a great thing for you as well. So the next thing I would say is to learn to sit with discomfort. Being more authentic will sometimes feel more risky to you, especially if you're used to wearing these inauthentic masks with people you interact with work, your friends, family, girlfriend, whoever you're dating. When you feel discomfort in these moments of wanting to be authentic, you're pushing yourself to be authentic, you can practice staying grounded through that discomfort. So breathe into it, embrace it, go through it, don't run away from it. Courage isn't the absence of fear, it's acting in spite of it. So this next one is actually very interesting. Challenge perfectionism and performative masculinity. So you don't need to have all the answers, and you don't need to be tough without being vulnerable all the time. And you don't need to be constantly proving yourself. You can give yourself permission to be human, and being human means being imperfect and not always having the answers, like I just said, and being willing to make mistakes. So the next thing, express your truth creatively. Whether is actually a very great thing to do if you're not consistently doing this already. So whether it's writing, music, movement, or even how you dress, find ways where you can express your inner world to others. This can help integrate your authenticity into your lifestyle and not just through your thoughts. Now, the next tip, own your story without shame. The most authentic men don't hide their scars, they wear them with pride. Your past, your mistakes, your quirks are not things to hide per se. They're what make you you. And the things that make you you is awesome. Don't hide it. So the next tip would be to know that authenticity will attract the right people into your life. When you're honest about who you are, you naturally repel what's not for you, and you attract what is. This includes friendships, romantic relationships, and opportunities that align better when you're real. So, all right, the next and last tip for this video is to just keep practicing. Authenticity, this is actually a very real thing. Authenticity is a practice, not a destination. You'll stumble, you'll overthink it, which is all right. That's a part of it. But just when those things happen, just keep coming back to yourself. And all right, that's it for this video. I hope you got a lot of value from this video, men. This is Aaron Watkins, men's personal development, health, and fitness coach. And I'll see you all in the next one.